Hey guys, wanted to jump on with you this morning. I know I'm a little off schedule. This whole week I'm off schedule. I was getting into a good routine of Patreon content and Facebook content and writing, polling, how many videos I'd make, how many Buddhas I'd write. This week is all crazy. This is a big week for my family. Kid's birthday, of course. My and the wife's anniversary today. I know you're thinking, but Brian, why are you working? Because I can't. We can, but we're trying to be good, diligent quarantine people. We can't go anywhere anyway. Where would we go? Back to the beach? All the restaurants are closed. So we're just gonna hang out at the house today, be extra sweet to each other, and I am still gonna do beer and songs tonight. We've decided that we need to keep doing it. Hang on, I'm tweaking here. So just weird week. I did a show last night. Gonna do another show tonight. Last night's show was good. I felt wasn't my best work. And yes, I do. I know it seems like insanity probably to somebody who hasn't watched like three or four of them to get kind of the rhythm of what I'm doing. But I am. There's some structure underneath it that you guys are probably aware of because you've watched a lot of them and you've seen all these videos where I share with you. And I also kind of wanted to be honest with the audience last night where I said we're going to talk about this show tomorrow on Patreon, I believe I said. And so I figured might as well. I can't remember much of the show though is the thing. I can remember that pickle juice is that was kind of like a gag for me. Because I like pickle juice. I'm one of those guys that'll put the spoon in and drink the pickle juice. No problem. If I have a pickle, and lately I had that big jar of pickles, of course, because of the Does It Juggle. A few weeks back, I had to buy that enormous jar of pickles. And I've been eating a lot of sandwiches lately around the house, trying to eat cheap, live cheap. What's cheap? Sandwiches, ham and cheese, lettuce, mayo, whatever. And now that I have the pickle, it's a nice side dish, but I'll actually take the pickle and squeeze it, get a little bit of the pickle juice on the sandwich. Am I insane? Yeah. Am I a visionary? No, I'm just insane. So that was kind of meant to be kind of a little easy one for me. Obviously the audience gets the joke of the first part of the show. We're going to say the weird thing. It's not even clever really anymore, to be honest with you. It was clever the first time when I did it with the crappy beer. And then it just started becoming like, okay, let's just pick a stupid thing. They're obviously going to say the thing I shouldn't do. It's kind of the joke of the show. And I just have to be, it has to be something I'm ready for. And last night's was meant to be like a day off for me. I like pickle juice. It won't be a problem. That's why I said gargle it. I told you why, because I saw that the bottle of mouthwash says don't drink this. I guess you can drink pickle juice, but they don't want you drinking mouthwash. So I figured, all right, we'll just say gargle it then. And that did make it worse because as soon as you spit it out, you aerate it. It gets all inside your sinuses and everything. If I just drank it, boom, drinking pickle juice. No big deal. What else? Anniversary, yeah. Boy, time flies. The relative relation to time. The best thing have I ever told you guys this? I was reading an article somewhere where they were talking about time. Or maybe it was a podcast. But the reason why time seems like it goes by quicker as you get older is the percentage of every year's effect. Oh, it's a percentage of a year. It's the relationship to a year's. Hang on, I'm going to say this correctly. 1 year to me, at my age, is 1/52nd of my year, at least of last year, right? 1 year to when you're 4 or 5, or let's just say you're in kindergarten or elementary school. You're 8 or 9. I remember those summers when I was 8 or 9 where summer itself just seemed to go on forever and it was awesome. So you're 8 and a year goes by. That's 1/8 of your life. That's a big chunk of the total time you've been on the earth. When you're 2 and a year goes by, that's half of how long you've been here. It's one third more. You know the math, right? And I thought that was pretty mind blowing to think of it that way. Not only does it feel like years are going by faster, in a sense related to how long you've been on the earth, each year is a smaller and smaller sliver of your total. Granted, time is at least measuring time is a construct invented by us to kind of make order in the world. But it is surprising. It is surprising that things go by faster. So 16 years. I've long since beat my parents on their 11-year marriage. My brother is also still married, so we both, so far, have dodged the bullet, I guess you would say. I'm remembering our wedding. It was interesting because it was in the desert, in a place called 29 Palms, which, if you don't know Southern California, east of LA, Basin area, there's the desert cities of Palm Springs. You've probably heard of a place where, you know, John Kennedy went and stayed at. Frank Sinatra's house, famously, got up to shenanigans. And you've probably heard of Joshua Tree. If not the actual park, then you've certainly heard of the U2 album of the same name. Joshua Tree is a giant park between a natural park, meaning it's, you know, you don't stroll around. There's benches and fountains. It's a desert, teeming with all kinds of amazing life and rocks to climb, and it's beautiful. The north side of the park is where the cities of Morongo Valley, Joshua Tree, and 29 Palms are. And there's a place called the Inn at 29 Palms. Feel free to look it up. It's very charming. It's this rustic place. It's not 5-star. It's barely 3-star, but there's something funky about it. It's the kind of place that we've been there a lot. We went there a few times before we had our wedding there, and we've been back since a few times. And whenever you're there, you always see somebody, kind of a semi-famous person. It's kind of a place where people will go just to kind of be left alone. Very funky, very funky. And our family likes funky. I don't know why, we just do. We like things that aren't perfect. When we, bought the house here, we like the fact that some of the stonework, I'm kind of sitting crooked right now, but you can see there's a stone wall there. It's a retaining wall. And then there is more stone near where my feet are. There's a little stone staircase over there. It's not perfect. It's not immaculate. It's not like what you'd see at a really beautiful subdivision. And most of our neighborhood is like that. Most of the houses don't match. There's like 4 in a row that'll match the architectural style, and then there'll be 3 more that are the same kind of style. Then there'll be 4 more. It's just weird. There is an area not far from, it's kind of in our neighborhood. It's kind of weird. Everything I just said. I'm going to tell you something kind of weird about our hood. That's the majority of our neighborhood. Diversity, funkiness, houses don't really match. But they're all the kind of house that are either cut into the side of a hill or at the top of a hill, overhanging a hill, because there's no flat land in my neighborhood at all. Makes it hard to walk the dog. Makes it hard to go for a bike ride, especially at my age. But there is a part of our neighborhood. I won't tell you the names because I don't want to insult anybody over there. That is subdivision E. It looks like it was nothing wrong with that, by the way. But it's just weird. It's just weird. You notice the difference as soon as you drive down one street, down the street here. You go down my street, you turn left, and then you go up a hill a bit, then a second left, and then suddenly you start to notice every house. The cookie cutter vibe kicks in. You're like, oh, okay. So we live in a pretty funky place. We got married in a funky place. Got married in June in the desert. It was hot. But it's true what they say. You've all heard the joke, oh, but it's a dry heat. People make fun of that, but someone who spent a lot of time in the desert now, there's some truth to that. because I've also lived in Florida. And yeah, no. Most miserably hot I've ever been is in Florida in August. Whereas I've been to the desert in July. And the temperature right there in the little gauge near the pool at the hotel, the inn, is reading 100 degrees. And it's hot. It's not cool. You're not going, ooh, it's bloody hot. But you're not, it's not oppressive. You don't feel the heat pushing down on you because there's little to no moisture in the air. Of course, because of that, it gets cool fast. So, not that it cools down that much when it's 100 degrees at night during the day, but it drops from 100 to like 70 in the course of maybe hour and a half as the sun sets. So be ready for that when you're out there. What was I saying? Yeah, it's a cool place. You should check it out online. Go there when you're in Southern California. Probably not open right now, although I don't know. Are hotels open? People still have to travel. I've been thinking about that lately. I mean, all my gigs, as you know, knock on wood, hang on, except for one has been canceled, although I'm pretty sure they're all going to be canceled. Shh, that's between us. I thought if one of them weren't, can I still travel? I haven't been watching the news whether or not, I mean, people are traveling. I see airplanes fly over. We don't really live in a place where the planes fly right overhead, but we hear them in the distance, so they're out there. They're landing. I guess you can travel. Anyway, very hot when I got married. Oh, man, I'm jumping all over the place this morning because I normally don't do two of these in a row. I mean, one yesterday and one today. But I just woke up and thought I wanted to talk to you guys. Hope that's not dangerous for me, is it? I don't want to look at our relationship as sort of this therapy. I know I brought that up before on these videos. And I admit it, they are to some degree. I just have to be careful they don't become, things are not good. Bad news. What am I going to do? I know I'm going to stare at my phone and talk to people that can't really respond to me in real time. So I won't keep this much longer. I just really wanted to reach out, say hello to you guys, let you know that we're going to do another video tonight, a live show. You know this over on Facebook, Beer and Songs. Sticking around the house, celebrating birthdays and anniversaries. And I guess this weekend is Father's Day, right? Or it's coming up soon. So get your orders in at the Pharmacy Day Invention. I just posted right before I started this video. I literally did it sitting right here. I wrote the notes last night. Let's welcome a patron, a new fob, Tanner. Only had one name. Tanner, welcome aboard, buddy. Or Miss, ma'am. Tanner, right? Could be either. Welcome aboard, Tanner. Happy to have you. And you're already talking about, I just posted the Does It Juggle for this week. I just posted it. You guys are already, and I love it. I love that I'm being not purposefully vague, but I'm not always giving all the details of an item. But here's what you need to keep in mind. Whenever I put an item up, okay, on Does It Juggle, it's always going to be in its most open, floppy form. Some of you asked, is the sock going to be loose, or am I going to, ball it up in one of those little sock balls? Is the popsicle going to be unwrapped? Of course it is. Is the sock going to be loose? Of course it is. I don't mind that you're asking those. It's kind of fun that your guys are getting all strategic on it. I love it. But things are always going to be as difficult as they are. Okay? Other jugglers do a thing like this. It's not my creation. Other jugglers have been doing, hey, challenge me with objects things. And they have little rules where they can tweak the object. You may have noticed I've never really tweaked an object. I've just decided, here's how it's going to be. Here we go. I think maybe I did something with the toothpick on the sandwich. Some of you were asking about the skeleton little figure. It was actually sitting behind me last night at Bad Advice, and it will be sitting behind me again tonight at Beer and Songs. It's this guy right here. We got a lot of these in my house. We have all kinds of skeleton stuff. We have a Mexican family, so that's his level of floppiness. Popsicle, wet, sticky, unwrapped, I'm assuming, yes. I feel somewhat easy, but kind of messy. I accept. Ooh, Lee Cornell accepts the popsicle as an option. I like it. Better be unwrapped. A lot of you guys are really concerned that the popsicle is unwrapped. Okay, wet popsicle will make wet hands, and a dumbbell seems like good times. All right, I like that you're talking about it. And the dumbbell is one of those kind of self-contained ones. It has like the rubber on it that you use for like in a class where they say, okay, pick up your 5-pound dumbbells. Okay, set them back down. Okay, now we're doing burpees. It was one of those, not the ones with the where they're screwed on. We have both, but I'm just going to use the one that we already have. All right, I just wanted to jump on and show you the skeleton, talk about getting married in the desert. This is a quick one. I'm actually getting better at signing off. So I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I'll see you later on tonight at Beer and Songs. Thank you all so much. Bye, guys. The remote didn't work again. So now you're gonna see my finger go up to the screen like this. I'm gonna look back at you and go, bye, guys.